Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where we are looking over our extensive network in Glasgow. This is not where we're going to be focusing on today, but I thought let's just have a little bird's eye view at what we've been doing so far the last year and a bit that this series has been running. And this network is truly enormous. You know, we have Glasgow services out to Old Kilpatrick, up to Mulgaive, up to Bishopbriggs. Orange buses make it all the way into Cumbernauld, and Calder Crooks overnight. Also overnight, we have orange buses out to Newmains, and orange buses all the way down to Strathaven. And yes, I accidentally went too far south. I did a map expansion south. We now have Caldermill, Gilmutton, Drumclog, Priestland, Darvel, Newmilns, Greenham, Gulston, Helford, Crookenham, Kilmarnock, importantly, Kilmores, Knockinteba, Crosshouse. I think we already had Kilmores, but I think we only had a little bit of it, but we have all of it now. Crosshouse, Springside, Dreghorn, Irvine, obviously Kilwinning, we already had that, we already have a route there. And of course we already had Ardrossan, Saltcoats and Stevenston. So, we have a lot down here, and we're going to serve a lot of it today with just a single route. And in order to explain that, I'm going to head to the 701. The 701 is currently branded as the main line, and that branding will be changed because of the X3 and X30 being branded the QuickSilver. QuickSilver is going to be the brand for all of the limited stop services in West Scotland. So the 701 is going to become the QuickSilver mainline. And that runs from Gurrock through Greenock, Port Glasgow, Langbank, Bishopton, Inchinnan, Renfrew, Exhibition Centre, and Glasgow. Does it stop at Govan? It does stop at Govan. So it also stops at Govan. Very nice. I'm learning things about my own network. So, the 701 is our QuickSilver service. Let's take that colour. But then I'm also going to find... yeah, it's the same colour for the X3, isn't it? Yes, it is. Very nice. So, how are we going to be serving all of these new places, all of this, with just a single bus route? And the answer to that is we're going to be running a QuickSilver service through them, perhaps unsurprisingly. And it's going to start in Hamilton. The main road that we'll be following for most of the length of this route is the A71. So the number of this route is going to be the 771. You know, I'm sort of ripping off the London Green Line convention of routes starting with 700. I also just think it's nice. Like the first number being 7, it just feels nice. So we're going to do a 7. So we're going to do own bus route. And being QuickSilver, it's obviously going to be a limited stop service using some high-spec buses. And in order to make them high-spec, because we don't really have any way of differentiating a standard spec bus from a high-spec bus, off camera, when I did the research, I also researched premium seats. So I'll be upgrading the QuickSilver fleets to all have premium seating as well. In the meantime, this is the 771 Hamilton to Ardrossan. It's a very, very long route. So, let's start from another stand here at Hamilton bus station. And this is going to say Hamilton \n size equals 75%, small caps, limited stop. Small caps, nope. Yeah, small caps, size equals 100%. There we go. And in order to head out of Hamilton, we're going to stop there. Then we're going to stop there and there. And then we're going to head all the way down. We're going to stop there and there. Not there or there. We're going to stop there and there. Then maybe here. Yeah, I like that. And then at this roundabout, because I like that. Then we're going to stop at Stonehouse the Cross. And at Stonehouse Manse Road, just so that we get that side of Stonehouse in. Then we're going to go non-stop all the way into Strathaven, where we're going to stop on Common Green. We're going to go around. No, we aren't. We're going to come down and out this way, and we're going to stop at that roundabout there. And that has done what I want it to do. So I need to go to OpenStreetMap so I can find a name for this bus stop. What are you called? Or what should you be called? OpenStreetMap is not giving me the name of this road. This is the A71. So I'm going to just call it Strathaven opposite Heald's Drive. There we go. Then we're going to run to here, and that's going to be Calder Mill southbound, or Calder Mill westbound, Gilmerton Turn, southbound, Drumclog. Actually, I like Drumclog Parish Church. And then we want to continue going this way. Very nice. So we're going to stop at Priestland. That's going to be Priestland westbound. Nope. Priestland westbound. Then we're going to stop at Darvel Church. And I like the idea of stopping a few times in Darvel. So I think I'm going to stop at I'm going to stop here. No, not like that. Like that. And that is going to be Darvel East Main Street opposite George Young Drive. Right, pick up where we left off at the church, and we're going to stop one more time within Darvel, just out here at the very end of Darvel, which is going to be Darvel West Main Street, adjacent Dublin Road. There we go. Then, like, this is the really sort of dense section as we come into as we come in towards Kilmarnock. So we are going to have a local service along here as well. And I'm going to stop in New Milnes at the church. Like that. But not like that. Like that. There we go. And I also want to stop here. This looks like a nice place to stop. So I'll stop there. And that's going to be Loudon Road. I'm going to put opposite Guildford. So that is... I'm going to put Greenholme. Greenholme. Loudon Road. Opposite Guildford. Not Guildfort. Guildford. There we go. Very nice. Then we're going to come in like this. Into Galston, and we're going to stop somewhere here. I need to work out where. This is Galston Bridge. So the way we're going to go in Galston is we're going to come into Galston and do that. So I think I'm just going to stop there. And that's going to be Galston Bridge Street. Bridge Street adjacent or... Bridge Street opposite Cross Street. I like that. So that's Galston Bridge Street opposite Cross Street. And that's going to be our only stop in Galston. In this direction, of course. Then we're going to head along to Halford. And Halford is where I have to make a decision. When we come through Halford, do I stick to the main road and go up this main road into Kilmarnock like that? Or do I go up this way through Crookedholme? I think I go up through Crookedholme. So I'm going to stop at this roundabout. I'm just going to stop there. And I'm going to call this Halford Cross. Because that seems to work. Halford Cross, westbound. Then, Crookedholme. Just put the stop there. That's going to be Crookedholme Main Road opposite Gruger Road. That's a fun name. So that's Crookedholme Main Road opposite Gruger Road. That's fun. We're already at 30 miles, by the way. Then coming into Kilmarnock, I think I make the brave decision of not serving anywhere. But I'm going to see what my options are from the bus station. Oh, it's like this whole massive one-way system. So, to come into the bus station like that, you have to leave it like that. And go around the bottom of the town centre like that. Right. Well, I want to end up on Irvine Road. So, this is Irvine Road, I think. No? Portland Road becomes Irvine Road. So it's Irvine Road. This is where the Irvine Road is, so that's the idea. And I'm going to stop there at Kilmarnock bus station. Then we're going to come down and around, and we're going to stop there. Then we are going to stop... there's a stop there, but I want it there, so I'm going to have the stop there instead. And that's us serving Kilmarnock town centre relatively well, considering that this is a limited stop service. Then I'm going to put a stop here, just so that the people who live sort of on the edge of Kilmarnock have a fast run into town. And that stop is Irvine Road. Actually, I'm going to go with Annan Hill Roundabout westbound. Kilmarnock. Annan Hill Roundabout westbound. There we go. Then I'm going to come into the hospital and serve the hospital. Like that. Because I think that is useful. And the game has had a moment. Aha! It was an autosave. I can't really fault it for that. Autosaves are good. And where is this church in Crosshouse? It's there. So I'm going to have a stop there. And that should really be Crosshouse. Crosshouse. Kilmarnock Road. Opposite church. And again, on this section we are going to have a local service. Down the road at least. Down the road as in time, not down the road as in along this road. Although yes, it will be along this road. So there is a pub here in real life, according to OpenStreetMap. And the pub is called Scott's Corner. So I'm going to call this Springside. How does it spell it? There we go. Scott's Corner westbound. Then we have another dilemma of where we go in Irvine. We could continue this way through Dreghorn, or we could go this way. And I think I'm going to go through Dreghorn because that's going to ultimately be more direct. So what is it this... Oh, Dreghorn Library. You know what? That's a very easy place to put a bus stop. There we go. Just down the road, across the road from the library. Then in Irvine Town Centre... there is a stop up here called Bridgegate in real life. So I'm going to put that, and that's going to say Irvine Bridgegate northbound. There we go. And then why not another one there? And then let's have a stop at the hospital, because that's a useful place to link up. And then we're going to go through Kilwinning and down through Stevenston. Ooh, it's laggy. So, coming up through to Kilwinning. Yeah, so you can't run a motor vehicle down Main Street, which is fair enough. It just does beg the question, where do we put the bus stop for the town centre? I think we put it there, because there is a little connection through there. So that's going to say Kilwinning, Larkhall way. Westbound. There we go. Then I'm going to have a stop there for Kilwinning Station. And then, how am I going into Stevenston, Saltcoats and Ardrossan? I think I'm going to go this way, then through the middle, and then down into Ardrossan like that. So, let's go back up to Kilwinning, find where a good place to put a stop will be. What is this? No, that's just like a retail park. St. John's Church is here. So let's put a stop there. Like that. Good. Then ooh, I don't know, maybe I take the Saltcoats road, go this way. That might make more sense, because that will allow us to go through the town centre. So let's, if I put it, Stevenston Library is there, so I'll put the stop there. There we go. Then we're going to come down this way, stop at Saltcoats Station. And then I guess from Saltcoats Station, actually on this roundabout is the War Memorial, so I'm going to put a stop there. Saltcoats War Memorial. Is that more north or west? I'm going to put northbound. There we go. Then we can go down and around, and this is going to say Ardrossan \n, small caps, size equals 75%, limited, stop. Small caps, size equals 100%. So, that is one direction of this absolute monster of a route in place. It takes 2 hours before I put any timing points in. So just, this thing is huge. This is a beast. If it wasn't obvious, the inspiration for this route is very much the former Green Line route 724 that runs from Heathrow Airport out to Harlow in Essex via some of Hertfordshire, or via like all of Hertfordshire and a little bit of Essex that it goes through. So yeah, we'll have our stop to start the other direction heading there. I'd imagine drivers would particularly loathe getting rostered for this beast. Because a return is a return on this run is over 90 miles, and before I've put timing points in, how many hours is that? Like 4 hours? What have I done? You know that freeze frame from Oppenheimer? That's what I look like right now, having put the 771 in. And on that note, I'm going to take a break so that I can do the timetable for this absolute behemoth. And the timetable for the 771 is now in place. So, it runs every hour, Mondays to Saturdays, starting in Hamilton at 5:25 with the last bus at 22:25. Inbound from 6 until 11. Outbound on a Sunday from 6:25 until 20:25. And inbound on Sundays from 6 until 10 feels really late. 10 feels really late. Because this route does take more than 2 hours. Yeah, 10 feels really late. So, no, the last outbound's actually going to be the 2000. There we go. That makes sense. There we go. There's the 771. And yes, it's going to use the MC-type. It's not going to get coaches, regular Mercedes-Benz Citaros. I did have the foresight to unlock premium seats, so these will be higher spec, as will all not Future Bus, that's a London thing. I think they're going to go from EK2, yeah they are. So yeah, the route's going to be based at EK Shed 2, and we'll activate that now, because we have the money to buy the small number of buses that we'll need for this. I think the PVR is 6, but because the dead runs are going to be very chunky, because there may end up being some dead runs for, to and from, in fact I know there are going to be dead runs to and from Ardrossan, which will take a while. Yeah, we will need more spares in the fleet to cope with those longer dead runs. So, I mean, I'll see if 8 works, but if 8 doesn't work, I have no problems going to 10. But what this does mean is that these are the first... Oh no, they're not. Well, they're the first non-Volvo buses new to East Kilbride. So, you know, East Kilbride are branching out. They're getting something that isn't a Volvo. They're getting Citaros. Citaro Mark 1s, of course. Premium seats and a PIS. Because it's a long route, people need to know where they are. So we're going to buy 8 for now. And naturally I have made a livery. Why wouldn't I have made a livery for the for this? And I've also made a QuickSilver folder within West Scotland for my QuickSilver liveries. And there we are. Here is the QuickSilver branding for the 771. This one is route branded. I want to make all the QuickSilver routes branded. So that's going to be a little project. But it, as well as the route branding, has all my little details. It's got my legals, it's got my garage and type code on the roof. And the Citaro suits this livery so well. But there's 8. We'll see if 8 are enough. And this is going to be, this is going to say, quick, silver, silver / I. Then we're just going to copy that. That's going to say EK. Fleet number is going to be MC. Now here's where I'm running up into the fleet number thing, because the Citaros, the C1 Citaros that we have currently running the X37 on Saltcoats are 53 reg, and I think the lowest one of those is 137. So fleet number is, this one is going to be, these are going to be 03 reg, so I'm going to have this one be MC99. And this is going to say SN 03 SLL. There we go. Oh, does the destination display not support? I thought these had... Unless this is the old C1 Citaro. I think these are the old C1 Citaros. Hang on. And finally, we have SN03 SLT, better known to us as MC106. And indeed, I was using the old model. I need to switch that off. You can tell the new model from the old without even setting them up, because the new models sit a bit proud of the stands, whereas the old ones sit quite nicely in their parking spaces. So I've just sold those for absolute rock bottom price, so that they actually go. We'll assign drivers to this garage. And I think my shift length is such that they can only do one return? Yeah, they can only do one return. And that dead run is 50 minutes. So, yikes. So let's get these all assigned and see where we are lacking. 11:05, 11:10, 12:05 is the next one to go out. Oh, I think we actually have enough. Wouldn't you look at that? Wow, we actually have enough buses. I got the right number of buses for once. But yeah, the 771 is a funny route. It's a very funny route. Right. Yeah, this is easy. But it means that every bus is out all day. Well, every bus has a substantial amount of time that it is out. And we're missing them go. So... Okay, no, we are actually short. We are actually short a few buses for the 771. I think we're only short one, though. Interesting. No, we are short two. Okay. Well, that's fine. I can buy two more. I have the money. Right, when are you going? I don't know. But I need to buy two more of our lovely Citaros. That might be all the old models gone now, so as long as I don't buy any more old models by mistake, we should be good. And I can turn the old models off. Or can I? I don't think I can. Like, it should be possible in theory, but I don't know about the Orange Arrow ones, because I put the Orange Arrow ones in before we got the new model. And I don't know if I replaced them. So, right. So we need SN03 SLU as MC-107. So, EK MC-107 SN03 SLU and U to be MC-108 SN03 SLV. Okay, maybe 10 was the right number because SLV, silver. That's fun. Do I have an offer in on that? Now I do. There we go. So let's head over to you. You are SLM. What are you doing? First of all, let's put you guys out on the evening runs. And SLM is going to do... Oh, it's going to start at Hamilton. That's good. So that one's not got a terrible dead run ahead of it, at least. Just over to Hamilton. Pop over on the expressway. That's not bad. But I don't know when it's going to leave, and I would like to see its destination blind. So let's just zoom in up close so that it appears to be moving quicker so that I can react to it better. Hopefully. That's the plan. So, SLN went out first, but I missed it. But here is SLM, which is MC-100, heading out on its first 771, which is bound for Ardrossan. Isn't that lovely? That destination blind looks very nice. It would look better if it was like a printed thing, but roll blinds are so old school apparently. So, no roll blinds for me. But let's head over, let's just like get our screenshot for the thumbnail, very nice. Okay, that's shown a bit big, but that's also nice. So, let's see. The next, so that one, oh no wait, there's one from Ardrossan in 7 minutes. And seeing as that is the new end of the route that we're not serving yet, let's go over to it. Was it late on the way in? Huh. Also, I did just realise I forgot to get rid of the Ardrossan limited stop terminus stop as the origin point of the inbound timetables, and I can't be bothered to get rid of it. So, let's see how it's doing. Numbers wise, I'm not expecting huge numbers, because it is a new service and this game doesn't quite know what to do with itself when you put in a limited stop service. It just doesn't quite know how to compute them. Which, given that this is a German game, I thought they would have thought about that, because this sort of interurban limited stop bus is far more of a thing on the continent than it is in the UK. But apparently not. And we're late. And we're late again. I'd imagine that this route suffers a lot of lateness. But we do have some pretty generous timing points at Kilmarnock, so hopefully that's not too big an issue. Coming down through into Irvine now. Yeah, we're just picking up delay after delay after delay. which is not a good sign early in the morning. But what we do have is a lot of passengers on board, which is very nice. Ooh, we dropped a delay off. We're now 2 minutes late. That's not bad. And we've got a fair few people on board this 771, which is also pretty good to see. 31 on board. That's like most of the seats filled for a Citaro, because the way the Citaro is sort of designed, it has a lot of standing room. So 35 on board for a Citaro is very good going. In terms of comfort, you've not got too many standing. Where are we now? Crosshouse. Ah, so we're almost at the hospital. There we are, hospital. 1 minute late leaving the hospital, very nice. 1 minute late at that roundabout. And coming into Kilmarnock. 2 minutes late to the telephone exchange, that's not great. What about the bus station? On time. Barely. Barely on time. But plenty of people on board. Very good to see. Halford Cross now. Still barely on time. I mean, with the length of this route, it's not the sort of thing that I would expect to be sort of unshakably on time. Like, this is where I would be very comfortable seeing a deviation from the timetable of like 1 or 2 minutes every now and then. Or like, 1 or 2 minutes. Even fairly regularly. Because it's a long, long route. Like, these buses are doing... I mean, they're doing one return and then heading back to the garage as well, so that should keep things fairly reliable. Hopefully. But they do have, like, almost 20 minutes waiting at Ardrossan, and then they have about 9 minutes at Hamilton. So you'd hope that this timetable is fairly resilient, but en route, delays are something I'm comfortable with on a route this length. 37 on board, we've been hovering around that level, so I think the hourly provision was a pretty much perfect call. It is only every 2 hours on Sunday, so we'll have to see how that goes. But I think we're doing fairly well. About to come into Strathaven. Very nice. Do a common green at 41. But we are late. Oh, we are very late now. 2 minutes late. Okay, that's like not terrible. Yeah, still 2 minutes late. But like barely. Oh, the game doesn't enjoy. The game is not enjoying. This is a very, very long route. Although thankfully it's fast enough that this is 1 time speed. And it's like fairly quick. So I think QuickSilver is going to end up being a fairly big earner for us. If people are buying day tickets on the QuickSilvers, which they might be, they might not be. It would be interesting to see like a breakdown of like which routes sell the which kind of ticket. That just feels like really like somewhat, if not useful, certainly interesting information to have. Because like obviously my Orange Arrow routes are mostly selling short distance tickets, I would assume, while the normal services are selling standard length singles. But what about these express routes? Are they mostly selling singles, or are they selling day tickets mostly? That would be interesting to find out. And we're just coming into Hamilton now. And look, there's another QuickSilver. There's an X3 heading up to Glasgow. Probably. It might be Glasgow, it might be the other way. I actually have no idea. Because I didn't click on it to find out. So it's coming up to departure time now for this one. This SLL, that's MC-99. Ooh, there's a 309 behind us, absolutely rammed. Meanwhile, the 771, very quiet, very nice. Heading down towards Larkhall now, with a nice number of people on board. It's green, it's comfortable, which is what we want. We don't want to be, like, where I do kind of want to see my Glasgow city routes, like the C1, the 8, the 50 there, being busy. I don't want to see these routes being too busy, because lots of people on a bus is not comfy. Especially one that has such a sort of, you know, such a long route with long distances between stops. But for a city route, that's sort of fine. You want lots of people using your city routes. Whereas you want to keep things a little bit more sensible on your long distance services. I was fearing that the Citaros wouldn't be enough and I'd need to use some kind of double decker, but the Citaros seem to be doing alright. That's getting a bit towards the full side for me. But we are still coming into Strathaven, so you know, we'll see how it goes. Next stop is Common Green, which is the sort of interchange that I've got going on in Strathaven. And I think, I don't know what service Strathaven really gets in real life, so let's have a look. Bus times. Strathaven. If I could type. Strathaven. So, it gets... oh yes! I remember hearing about this. Climate Action Strathaven. They're like, well, they're a climate action group. And they run a coach service from Strathaven to Glasgow. That sort of makes the stops... Oh, it starts in Strathaven, it makes a few stops in Stonehouse, and then it just goes non-stop straight into Glasgow. And it looks like they've stepped that up to a vehicle requirement of 3. Oh, that service is growing then. Because I swear they only had one bus for it. Then there's the 13, operated by JMB Travel to East Kilbride, which uses minibuses and an Optare Solo. The 254 that goes to Hamilton or Hare Myers Hospital, by Whitelaw Coaches, and the 256 also by Whitelaw Coaches that goes to that goes from Hamilton to East Kilbride via Strathaven. So I think we are giving Strathaven a better service than they get in real life, and it's not particularly close. But I mean, they're clearly using it, so there we are, coming through New Milnes now. How are we doing? 36 on board out of 76, so plenty of spare capacity. And then coming down into Galston, where we stop on Bridge Street. 40 on board, that's, you know, getting close to where my sensibilities lie. And now at Halford Cross, more people have gotten on, but this is the run into Kilmarnock, so probably not as bad. Oh dear, that's so many people. Oh no. But we are on time. In fact, we could use our stand time there, and everyone's gotten on. Oh dear, we're now full. Uh-oh. You see, my city routes in Glasgow again. You see a full bus. Okay, everyone's gotten off at the hospital. Everyone, stop panicking. Everyone's gotten off at the hospital. But as I was saying, you know, I don't want to see these routes getting beyond the yellow. If they get into the orange, that's too busy. Like that C1 there, that's in the orange. That's too busy. If that orange applied to the 771, it would be too busy. So, yeah, it's good to see that the 771 is coping with its demand. And yeah, provided that people are buying day tickets, money printer, which is what we love to see on the National Busways West Scotland save, as if we don't have enough money printers here already. So when we get into Ardrossan, which isn't long now, that's where I'm going to cap things off. It's just a one route episode. Oh dear, I didn't notice that deviation. But yeah, it's just a one route episode that, you know, launches this whole new part of the map. And of course, there is a lot more where that came from if my PC's up to the job. Which, pending. So, coming into we're going through Stevenston now, very nice. Now firmly in the green, which is good for passenger comfort. And Saltcoats. Stopping again at the War Memorial. And into Ardrossan. And that's just gone straight back to the depot because, of course, they only do one return before they head back home. Because of how long the shift length is. So, that is our new beast. The 771 from Hamilton down through Larkhall, Stonehouse, Strathaven, Caldermill, Gilmerton, Drumclog, Priestland, Darville, Newmilns, Greenham, Galston, Helford, Crookedholme, Kilmarnock, Crosshouse, Springside, Dreghorn, Irvine, Kilwinning, Stevenston, Saltcoats and Ardrossan. Oh my! That's a lot. That's a lot. And it's more beautiful Citaros for the National Busways West Scotland save, which is always a lovely thing to have. So, I pressed escape like 10 seconds ago. There we are. Oh, are they all out? No, they aren't. These two are still here, waiting for their first runs in the evening. So, I will see you next week from National Busways West Scotland. Bye-bye.